Please open your MSU to page 81. This is the video on using and evaluating formulas. Okay, again, this is page 81 in your MSG. A formula is a mathematical rule written using variables, usually an expression or equation describing a relationship between quantities. For example, well, first, actually, before we go to examples, to evaluate or solve a formula, step 1, we want to write the formula. Step 2, substitute for the variables, and step 3, solve. So really, we're just using the same knowledge that we gained from learning about substitution, except we're given a set formula, and again, we're just substituting for the variables. So example 1, the formula volume equals length times width times height is used to find the volume of a rectangular prism. Find the volume of a rectangular prism whose length is 4 feet, width is 6 feet, and height is 2 feet. So step 1, write the formula. Okay, so step 1, we're going to write the formula. V equals LWH. Okay. Then I'm going to substitute for the variables. Well, on the side here, I'm going to say, let's see, the volume. So you have a rectangular prism whose length, so L, is 4 feet, width is 6 feet, and height is 2 feet. Okay, so we just substitute for the variables. L is 4, W is 6, and height is 2. And we just multiply. 4 times 6 is 24, and 24 times 2. 24 times 2 is 48. And of course, for 48 feet cubed. Okay. The next example. Okay. The formula circumference equals 2 pi radius, or 2 pi r, is used to find the circumference of a circle. Find the circumference of a circle if the radius r is 14 inches. And for pi, we're going to use 22 over 7. Okay. It's the fraction for 3.14 and so on. Okay. So rewrite the formula, step 1. Okay. We know that r equals 14, and that pi, in this case, since we're using a fraction, equals 22 over 7. I will show you why we're using a fraction in just a minute. It makes the problem a lot simpler. C equals 2. Okay. Then pi is 22 over 7. And r is 14. And I'm going to write it as a fraction as 14 over 1. We learned about this, of course, in Unit 1. And in Unit 1, if we remember, we talked about how we can cross-simplify. So, we can 7 can become a 1, and 7 goes into 14 twice, so this can become a 2. Now, it's just simply 2 times 22 times 2. And again, all these values we're just substituting into the original formula. Okay? And then now we'll just multiply again. 2 times 22 is 44. Okay? And then 44 times 2 is 88. So the circumference is 88 inches. Okay. And the last, let's see if we have another example. Oh, no, so just the 2 examples. Now, just follow the 3 steps of simply rewriting the formula, and then substitute the values, and then third, find the solution and solve. Okay, and you will do that for these 3 homework problems. Even though some of the formulas may seem confusing, again, just rewrite and substitute for the values. The first one, you have d, distance equals rate times time, so just substitute the values for rate and time, and then solve for d. And for number 2, you're just going to solve, you're going to convert to Celsius. And again, just substitute the values. Now, this involves multiplying with fractions, but again, review, look back in your MSG to Unit 1 for extra help. And number 3 is the area for a triangle, which area equals half base times height, so substitute for b and h, and then just multiply. And rewrite the formula, substitute the values, and solve. Okay, so please have his homework done, and I will look at it on the next day of class. Thank you for watching the formulas video.